Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Greetings to everyone world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever you are. We extend you a very warm welcome on Sunday at 8 p.m. India's time, when it's early morning in Canada, and our two of the distinguished guests, they would be joining us from there on 9th of April 2023. And at the same time, people have enjoyed a wonderful, sumptuous lunch in entire European Union, and they are also there with us, with along with the UK and other countries. And of course, it's early evening as far as Middle East is concerned, and I'm moving to Central Asia as well. And people, those are here in Bharat, आप सभी को आज की संध्या में शाम को बहुत बहुत नमस्कार and hearty welcome. Today is a very important day because it's a happy Easter day. So may the spirit of Easter fill your heart with love, peace, and happiness. May you, each one of you, enjoy. It was wonderful to meet Reverend Bishop this morning, in Sector 19 Church, along with fathers. It was such a gala gathering over there, and musical notes are still scintillating in my ears, in my heart, and in my spirit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, hearty welcome on behalf of ICSI. We have dedicated last 3 weeks, every Sunday. We were with you right on 19th of March, and thereafter 26th of March, and then on 2nd of April. That was all dedicated to Chat GPT, artificial intelligence in teaching profession. And what a wonderful, how the technology is coming into the innovation in education, all that we have discussed. I'm not going through this video right now. It's the Digital Inspirational Lab of ICSI. Let me just go. We are also recalling that we have done 14 chapters of our book that is called Rethinking Tourism Post-Pandemic. They are available on our YouTube channel. Each chapter we have taken separately. Airline, tourism, and hospitality, they are inseparable. And in fact, they cut across to the entire economy and the GDP world over. There is no other profession, there is no other segment which touches almost every part of the economy than our worthy and wonderful tourism industry. So, ladies and gentlemen, 15th chapter we have yet to do, because we are covering a lot of data on that. We are collecting, synthesizing. That will be the future trends in tourism, hospitality, and aviation industry, roadmap 2047. So whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together. Let's work together. We are moving towards, we have completed 1,895 webinars, having started the day there was a lockdown on 25th of March 2020. And we are moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen. And we extend a very warm welcome today to Mr. Vikas Malhotra, who is the tourism strategist and CPA, Surya Vijay Sastri Kotamarti ji, the CEO Kotamarti Group. And I was just sharing with Vikas ji a little while before Canada this week. That's what the theme which came to our mind. We just thought so that we can cover more areas. And as Vikas ji was traveling to a couple of other countries, why not to share the experience? And without spending a single rupee, why not to take his entire cerebrum and his ground knowledge where all he traveled? With these words, we extend a very hearty welcome and a very warm welcome to all of you. And I request Mr. Vikas Malhotra ji to start this evening right in the morning from Canada. And let's talk about, hearty welcome, Vikas Malhotra ji. And let's talk about your experience with your family. Recently, you traveled and you were away to a couple of countries. What all you enjoyed, and how the tourism is, how the Canada is, how the weather is, and how is everything this week. With these words, we have got Mr. Vikas Malhotra and Surya Vijay Shastri Kotamarti. Please go ahead.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me on this platform again. I just returned back from Mexico, in certain areas of Mexico, and it was very, very good. It was very wonderful. It's, what you feel on ground is very difficult to express in words. I would definitely say you don't get rich by earning money. You get rich by traveling. Travel the world. The world is meant to be explored. The world is meant to be seen. The world is welcoming everybody with their open arms. And as United Nations Human Rights Department say, it's a right of every human being to travel the world. So I will definitely say that it was absolutely great. The weather was fantastic. I was there for a few weeks, just getting some work done, and also added some pleasure and with my family too. And we were doing a couple of resorts over there, which are the all-inclusives, which has all those facilities. All the water sports are included, the meals, drinks, everything is included. It's packaged in a way. All you have to do is pack your bag and just come. And it will press the reset button in your daily life, and you become fresh after your vacation is over. That's normally the case. I really like the theme of this webinar is tourism this week in the Canadian region. And I would like to say that there was a recent announcement that Canada and UAE is going to have daily flights on Emirates Airlines. We have 3 in a week. Now we have just got the announcement. So
Wow.
the civil aviation has already approved of it. So this just happened this week. And we are looking forward for this. Now, think about it. When we say the word Emirates, everybody thinks, oh, Dubai. It is just not Dubai. Think about it. It is going to be affecting India in a positive way as well. There will be from Toronto, as an example, Dubai to Mumbai, Dubai to other parts of India, Dubai to South India, Dubai to Northeast. Everywhere, India, the traffic, which is the Indian population here, is going to bring their VFR. When I say VFR, means visiting friends and the relatives. So they are going to come, oh, why don't we just get this on board with us? Why don't we get to see other parts of India as well? So that's becoming, and that will become an enhancement. Those who are regular on this platform, they must have, or they would have witnessed one of the webinars, which I was there, and there were 2 other dignitaries as well. There were 2 other personals as well. And we discussed about Delhi to, or India to North America non-stop flights. And when we discuss those non-stop flights, this is the first step, having an increase of the frequency, because the next step which is going to come is that the civil aviation in India is also thinking and discussing to have non-stop flights to the Canadian points as well. Toronto to Delhi by Air India is already in existence, but it is not 7 days a week. It is, I'm not too sure, I think it's twice or thrice in a week. But now they will be coming on to they are planning to come on to 7 days a week. So what does this all mean? It all means that there is an upliftment in the civil aviation, the number of seats being filled, and guess what, my friends? It is, at the end of the day, it is a boost to the economy. Now, when there is a boost to the economy, there is more employment. When there's more employment, what happens? There are more smiles on the faces. And when that happens, then there is a better living in the households who are getting positively affected with this. So with these words, I'll hand over the platform back to you. My only request is travel, travel, travel.
Wow, that's great. That's great. I would say, first of all, heartiest congratulations. And from Canada, the complete week, if you're going to have the flight to UAE, that's something is fantastic.
Yes.
And that's going to be the Emirates?
Yes, Emirates has just announced, so they're starting.
Great. So Mexico, when we talk about, what did you enjoy the most over there? That let's share.
The tropical fruits, the weather, and a total relaxation. There was out of the 2 weeks I was there was work only for 2 days. The rest of the 12 days I was just relaxing on the beach. The beaches are fantastic. The tropical fruits. The people of Mexico are very, very friendly, warm, and
hospitable. Okay.
Very inviting.
Yeah. Great. That's really happy. Very, very nice to understand, and very nice to know that. So do you feel that the tourism has got completely opened up as far as post-pandemic part in Mexico is concerned, or do you still feel it's coming out in phases? How the things are?
No, it is 100% open. There is nothing
Okay.
based. And on those lines, just 2 weeks ago, there used to be a COVID-19 declaration form. The government of Mexico has withdrawn that form. There's no need to fill that form anymore. And that was the last piece which was left. That just happened about 2 weeks ago. So right now, it is absolutely open. And there's one more thing I want to let you know, because we've got lots of audience from India watching this as well. So if you have a US passport, my bad. If you have a US visa, which is still valid, you do not need a visa for Mexico. You could travel. As an example, you have it stamped. You don't have to go to US, but let's say that you are going from Delhi to London, have a little stay there, and then London to Mexico, but your visa is of US. That's perfectly fine. So those who have the US visa stamped on their passports, you can also do trips into Mexico.
Wow, great. That's a wonderful information additional. You were talking about the boosting of employment and infrastructure and economy getting a boost. That is also when you made a mention. Something was coming to my mind just a couple of days back. I was going through one of the programs, and there it was given that a lot of Americans, they travel to Mexico for medical tourism, because that being the neighboring country and where it is more economical to get yourself medically treated. Now, with the medical tourism, the wellness tourism is also coming up in a very big way. And dental tourism also, they made a mention that people do travel from US for treatment to Mexico. So in anything, of course, you are on a holiday, but I just thought in case if you got some additional information on that or something of that kind.
Sure. So please allow me to explain you the basics of this first. So America in the medical part and Canada is very, very different. They're like North Pole and South Pole. Canadians have free of cost medical included for them as one of their citizenship or the residence rights.
Okay.
So medical, but US is totally different. US does not have anything like that. So for US, you have to buy an insurance, which is super expensive. So people think, why don't I go to Mexico for my treatment instead of giving so much of money to the insurance firms? I do want to thank you for mentioning the word dental tourism. So there is the northwestern part of Mexico, which is the south of US, is basically a very, very specialized and popularly known for that particular segment. So people go there and they don't even spend 1/4 of the money that they would spend in US, because the fees are not very high, and it is pretty much affordable for an average American to go down there and to do that. And yes, they just don't go for dental. They want to explore the resorts. They're already there. They want to see the other parts of Mexico as well. And they always feel, I'm already here. I'm in the Baja California area. Why don't I just go to Jalisco area, which is not even like 200 miles away from them?
Okay.
And which is also a nice place. So yes, it definitely gives a boost.
Great. Thank you, Vikasji. You had just come back. From Mexico, and thank you very much. I personally feel that you had a long travel, so you should relax. Today is Easter also, and it's early morning in Canada. Thanks for still joining us. After 3 weeks, we are meeting, and in your absence, we educated ourselves about Chat GPT. we covered that quite a bit.
Yeah,
great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vikas.
Thank you, everybody.
Now I would request CPA Surya Vijay Sastri Kotamarti ji. It's very kind of you for having joined us. We are joining almost after 3 weeks. I hope your family is fine. Everybody is fine over there. When we are talking about Canada this week, we start with your family. First of all, hail and hearty, your community, your people, your society, and everybody over there. And then thereafter, of course, we move to the other areas of deliberations and discussions. And let's get some valuable input from your side. And I would request you kindly unmute your mic, Ji. Unmute your mic, please. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, namaskar to everyone, all those who are in India, across the world. And it's a pleasure. The family is doing very well. We had some guests who came in from the US, and the weather is slowly getting warmer. So
Okay.
that is what we look forward for. So today it is plus 6 degrees, and we are really enjoying the weather here. And I would like to add to what Vikas ji was talking about the dental tour. He has spoken on the tourism side of dental. And I would like to tell those people who are interested in the profession of dentistry how they can look forward to coming to Canada and then settling here slowly into the dentistry field. If you have that background, because there are many people, I'll speak about the dentistry and also then about the pharmacy, two different industries. But how students and people who already are qualified, who are experienced in these areas, can be of use, and how, if they have interest to migrate to Canada, how they can come and how they can settle here. So to start with dentistry, I'll talk about in dentistry. Of course, there are various levels. I have some 3 or 4 very good clients in the dentistry industry. They came into Canada like many of us do as migrants to this country. They had their dentistry exam passed way back in India, but when they came here, I can give the example of one of the wife and husband who are both dentists, and they came in here, and they slowly started getting into the system here, and they pursued the local courses that were required. In fact, they even went to the extent of joining a big university in the dentistry in Rochester, New York, and both of them qualified, and they are now the doctors in dentistry. So after that, they have come back to Canada. They were practicing in Canada as well as in the US, and now they have established a very big dentistry organization here in Toronto. So both of them have their own separate clinics, and each clinic is very big. The demand for dentistry is very, very high here because people are very particular about dental hygiene. And as we all know, you know, the teeth is the one which keeps our face intact. If we do not have the right jaw or the teeth, which um, teeth, they actually the whole jaw, which includes the teeth above it, is a unit, and those each and every tooth has actually a lot that contributes to the whole jaw. So I'm not a dentist by profession. I shouldn't be speaking much about it, but I can certainly tell that the looks as well as the smile that you give, because their logo says, I smile and my smile speaks. So that is what it says.
Wow.
And the whenever you talk, the teeth are visible, and that is your smile also speaks about your teeth. So dentistry is a profession where many, and we have a lot of very good dentists way back in India, and they may be thinking of migrating over to Canada. But like I have said for the other professions in the past, please remember that you are very, very welcome to Canada, because they will people look forward for everyone coming from different professions and serving here. So those who are interested in coming over to Canada as dentists, they, when they come here, will be more prosperous and will be able to settle in their respective fields if they put in their efforts to understand and get themselves the skill sets by doing whatever is required here in Canada. And we always talk about education, and education is one thing which is an ongoing process. It is not something that you think that, yeah, I have got my designation, so I know everything. Yes, you might be knowing, but things do change from place to place. The same teeth that we have in India, a person when he comes here will maintain it differently when he was maintaining in India. It doesn't mean that we don't maintain it in India. We have the way we do it there is maybe going once in 2 years to the dentist, or once in a year, whereas here people go every 3 months. So so the demand for the dentistry depends on the number of time people go there. So there is a big demand. I would tell all those who want to pursue that. We can even speak more about this if someone is interested, or if they have any questions today on the chat, we can talk about that. Apart from dentistry, I said I will be talking about pharmacists. Um, Pharmacy is another big industry here, and you can, if you are have done your B pharmacy or M pharmacy in India, when you come to Canada, all that you need to do is that you have to upgrade your degree by doing just a small diploma, and there is a provincial organization which monitors and sees that, oversees what is happening in the farm as a pharmacist. So to qualify for a pharmacy, if you go and do the required, again the same thing there also, you have to pursue certain courses, and then you will be able to join as a pharmacist. And the demand for pharmacists is huge here, because here in North America, most of the industries always have franchises. The name may be like Shoppers Drug Mart, or Pharma Plus, or Dental Plus. These are all the names, and then they are franchised. So you can either buy your own franchise, or you can join a franchise as a pharmacist. And every pharmacy that is there, whether it's in a Walmart pharmacy, or it is a pharmacy on its own, or it's a part of the Shoppers Drug Mart pharmacy, each pharmacy will have a pharmacist. So you can see the demand for the pharmacist. And the when the drugs are dispensed, depending on the number of drugs that are dispensed, the pharmacist advises the person about the drugs they are taking. You can ask them questions about what medicines you are taking and what is the dosage that you. Then they educate you. It is not just that they charge you for the dispensing fees, but they are open to you. So there is the way things are done in North America are much advanced than what we do in India. It's not that in India we don't buy medicines or anything, but the way we do it in India is just we go to a pharmacy, we tell the name of the drugs, and we get it. But here it is a streamlined procedure where there are over-the-counter medicines which you can just pick up and go to the counter and pay for it. But there are others which are only prescribed, and until and unless it's prescribed by a doctor, the pharmacist will not dispense it, and will also educate you on what it can be dispensed. So that's one more area which people can. I've spoken about two industries. So if anyone has some questions, Sharmaji, at this point in time, I will request you to give your super comments, and if anybody has any questions, I can talk about them. Otherwise, we can go to one more area of physiotherapy, massage therapy, chiropractic, and others.
Wonderful inputs. In fact, everybody writing encouraging inputs and hearty welcome Kotamarti ji back to us and encouraging section and all
Thank
that.
you.
And that something is nice. We can go to physiotherapy. Please go ahead.
Okay, sure. Now, physiotherapy, massage therapy, chiropractic, and these are each on its own. That's how they look at here. There are and massage, for instance, is a huge industry here. People set up clinics, and they are there is a designation called registered massage therapist (RMT). So if you have done a physiotherapy way back in India, or you are a massage therapist, or you are also a chiropractor, each one of them has their own. Like in Canada, I can speak for Canada right now. We have diplomas and the degrees, just like we have in India. So because most of us are already educated way back in India. We have our experience in India or any other part of the world, whoever is listening to it. If you already are pursuing your experience in that country and you have been educated in those specific areas, when you come over to Canada, you can. I have another. I can speak out of the experience and out of the clientele that they have, because most of the industries that we have, I can speak for each one of them, because I have physiotherapists, I have massage therapists who are staff who came into Canada as massage therapists, and then they went ahead being a part of an existing physiotherapy clinic. They would go there and they will be the massage therapist there. But in order for them to do, they will have to do some training here, so that they are trained in giving the massage. And because they have the experience from way back home, and if they pursue and get the RMT designation, then they can do it on its own. Now, in this case, again, that I want to tell, there is a couple. Again, both of them are registered massage therapists. They were operating, one was operating from their home and also was going and doing in other clinics. The other gentleman also, the husband, was also working in various clinics. Now, after a couple of years, I have assisted them in buying a unit which was being sold by another physiotherapist and massage therapist who were in practice for more than 20 years, and they had their own reasons to give them away. And I helped them acquire that. And now they have set up a very big clinic and they are managing it very well. They have all the software that is required there, and we are assisting them in various areas as to how to set up their existing systems and coordinate that with our financial systems. So the sky is the limit for any area that you can think of. I'm just telling you today on our webinar about two or three professions, but you, all the listeners and viewers from across the globe, if you have any specific area in which you are pursuing your experience and your career, and also already have acquired some degrees and designations, you're welcome to ask. This is the forum where ICSI has given such a wide scope for people to come over, and they, like it rightly says, NRI education, skills and education for people staying abroad, and for those who want to pursue and come abroad. This is a good forum that has been given by Dr. Sharmaji and all his ICSI group, and I encourage everyone to be a part of this. And we are a family of ICSI, and I'll be more than happy to always give and share my thoughts to the extent I can. So these three are the areas, Sharmaji. I think I have spoken about three, and I would like to see if anybody has any questions, comments, and we can take it after that.
It's only, thank you very much. It's all compliments, basically. And your dental tourism, your physiotherapy, and your massage and RMT, all those inputs are very, very valuable and people are appreciating. Next week, I was just thinking, I have got some idea in my mind. I thought I can just share the idea with you today, but we take it on next week. That is, there's a big demand. We have done one program, 183 million caregivers are required world over. And I'm pretty sure there must be a caregivers demand in Canada as well. Why not next week we touch base this particular segment and we talk about the caregivers, and we are carrying out, our chamber is carrying out the analysis because 82 million are required by 2030 and 182 million are required by 2050. And world population as it's aging, and particularly Europe, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, a couple of other countries we are taking into consideration. So next week, if it fits in, I would check up with Vikas Malhotra as well. Why not to take up something on segment related to caregivers? What are the norms in Canada? And I'm pretty sure because everybody would require their services in a different way. Somebody may require a daycare. Somebody may require health and wellness care. Somebody may require 24-hour service and the person got to stay at their place only. There may be an elderly couple who would require altogether where the medical is also to be done, food part is also to be done, everything is to be done. So I personally feel this one industry is also coming up in a very big way. And I would like you being the director of finance for the ICSI in a big way. I would like to take your valuable input. Dr. What is that called? Damapiyaji, Bhanteji was also remembering you because 21st and 22nd of this month, they have got international conference in India. And he was telling me, he was sharing the vision with me to check up with you. I said, okay, certainly. So how do you look at caregivers? How do you look at, do you feel that next week we can take up this topic?
Certainly, it is actually caregivers are required in all those areas that you already have specified. And caregiver actually is a very broad term. And in fact, they are required in every area. And there is a demand for them in Canada. In fact, I have another friend and client of mine in Ireland, and she has told me that caregivers are required. But then each country has their certain things that they need, which certainly we will discuss it in the next week. When we come, we'll speak specifically as to what are the requirements, and in which area or each area wise, I will talk about caregivers in the sector of senior caregiving, how they will, children caregiving, how it's done, and what are the various career opportunities as well as the requirements that are there, so that can be from this perspective. And I would also like to add one more. If we are able to cover that next week, it's fine. If not, I will cover it in the following week. There is a huge demand here as well as in Ireland for skilled masonry workers, skilled carpenters, skilled electricians. There is a huge demand for these semi-skilled people across the globe, especially I can speak for Canada and Ireland. So we'll see, depending on the time available next week after we have discussed about caregivers, if not the following week. These two topics are of interest to many, Sharmaji, and there is a demand for it, and we should definitely, through ICSI, share our knowledge with people who are interested, and then they can either those who are viewing right now or even those who will view later on our YouTube channel. Then they can come over, and I encourage everyone to make sure that you are there, whether you are from that same industry or not, to listen to the caregivers, because it's always what we have to remember is that we don't have to be in that industry in order to know about it. We might know somebody who is in that industry, and maybe you might be the who will be able to spread to that person, and they then themselves can come and ask more questions. So I encourage everyone to join this program who are already on this program, to know more about these things and share as we week after week where we are doing this. Share it with all the people you know. Think about all those whom you know about this, and share the education that we have, because knowledge spreads only by sharing.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, we covered a lot of areas today. And next week, specifically, let's take on the caregivers segment. And following week, we can take the further what Kotamarti ji has recommended. With these words, our deep gratitude and thanks to you. And please look after your guest in spite of your busy schedule. You still came in.
Thank you.
And we wish them all the happy stay with you in Canada. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Look forward meeting you next Sunday. Once again, all our audience with our NRI friends. Thank you very much.